This is the majority hearse.
Alive get no chance to sit, die already sit.
So we go with the sports car.
Sports car. Zoom.
We put so much thought into celebrating milestones like birthdays, graduations, and marriages. But why don't we do the same for when we die? For a long time, I've been curious about the options for end-of-life preparations. I want to proactively consider my choices now to ease the burden on my loved ones when the time comes. You've heard the phrase getting my life in order? This is about getting my death in order. When my father passed away, it was an immensely stressful time. We had to make many decisions quickly, often beyond our control. So, when we had the chance to explore end-of-life planning, my mum surprisingly embraced it. We started by looking at caskets at Serenity Casket and Funerals, then toured the modern Woodlands Memorial. Finally, my mum and I will try to DIY our lasting power of attorney and advanced care plan online. We're not sure how easy it will be, but we're ready to try. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Sarah, Funeral Director and Chief Embalmer of Serenity Casket and Funerals. These are the range of caskets that we have. Some are actually for cremation, some are for burial.
I think we've not been told whether there is a difference between cremation and burial. Perhaps, you can share with us.
Cremation casket, they will use compressed timber to actually make up the whole casket. But as for the burial, they will use solid woods.
Okay.
And as for some caskets, it's actually green caskets that is untreated and there's no nails. So when there's cremation, it's actually environment friendly. Yeah. So even the paint is actually water-based paint. So no chemical is being used. And even like this handle, they use a wood hinge to hold it.
So what do you think?
This is nice.
And because of the sampan look.
I like this. Something like my home furniture without nails. And then whoever come and visit me, they can do some drawing, some writing. That will be good lah.
You can actually collect lasting memories on the coffin. I think that would be ideal for me as well. And it's a very simple, nice, sampan way to send off.
If you do pre-plan, of course you have more options and you can take your time to think. And we have seen siblings fighting, children fighting over casket choice.
Yes.
Which is very sad to see, and we always share with them, I don't think your loved one actually want this to happen.
Yeah.
Just communicate. We want the best for the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will share with you more with funeral planning over at Woodlands Memorial. Okay, let's go.
My mom and her siblings often told hair-raising tales about funeral parlors and columbariums. Curious to see if these were true or just myths, we eagerly accepted an invitation to tour a columbarium. Hello.
Hi, I'm Jason.
Nice
Welcome
to
to Woodlands Memorial.
Jason, this place looks like a hotel.
Yes, what we're trying to do is really to redefine what a traditional mindset of what a funeral parlor and a columbarium looks like in Singapore. As you can see, we're really very big on greenery here.
Yeah, especially the big leaves. Is it yam plant?
Yes.
So Jason, this actually looks like a ballroom. I think it's a very nice transition between a formal space as well as while still being very close to nature outside.
And then furthermore, we have this big screen here.
So that people can present the very best image that they have of the beloved.
Yeah, you can use your filters and all that to make yourself look good.
So beautiful from far, can see. Yeah?
Yes.
Now we walk to the suite and then we see. So there's a shower and then there is the bedroom. I think the TV is bigger than ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, bathroom. See, they have this, which is I think very important for
Old
the
folks.
elderly, the old folks, because it's accessible.
Yeah, nice place, huh?
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, like holiday, chalet.
Funerals can be expensive. I wonder, how much am I expected to pay for such a nice setup?
So what was your impression?
It's been really, really nice. But that said, I think I'm still a little bit undecided because of my own family background. So I'm actually half Chinese, half Indian. And so, when we're thinking about funeral plannings, I don't know whether to cater more to the Chinese side of my family or whether to the Indian side of my family. But on top of that, my mom is also multi-religious. You want to tell her more about your different religions?
I was baptized when I was young, so I'm a Baptist. Was a Baptist, okay? And then when I got married, Indian, so under Hindu. I don't know what to decide.
But I mean, if let's say we do decide to proceed with a certain type of, whether it's religious or irreligious, what is the price point for us to consider?
We are looking at about 10,000 for a small room here, to about 30,000 for a bigger room. Yeah, so it also boils down to what customization of the whole bereavement that the family requests.
What are the types of hearse that you have?
We have the Maserati and Mercedes. So this is the Maserati Hearse. A lot of people think that it's a sport car and it's going to be very noisy, but this is actually a hybrid car.
Alive get no chance to sleep, die at this seat.
And it really looks very different from like the traditional hearse as well. Which one do you prefer?
I said Mercedes before.
So we go with the sports car.
Sports car. Zoom.
This is the final aspect of funeral planning. If you want to put your ashes into a columbarium, this is a place. I'll hand you over to Jason.
People who visit traditional columbariums, they feel very uncomfortable when they have a lot of pictures of unknown people all staring down at them. So what we have done is that we've made the entire experience a lot cleaner. This really helps us to connect back also with the young, because to us, this is not really so much about a religious aspect. It's about keeping the family together.
So this one is where you put the urn, but there is still like a laminate over it. And this one is a more traditional one. Then the last one is the modern one. But I think this one doesn't really have the picture of a person.
After seeing all this, I have decided what I want. So make sure that my sibling will not interfere. As already stated, that my daughter will complete the whole thing.
My mom's generation often sees technology as the enemy. What seems like a world of convenient options can be confusing and stressful for them. To overcome this, we decided to fill out the forms on My Legacy together. This will help her navigate the process and also give me a chance to understand her wishes for legacy planning. So the LPA is basically a form where you actually select one person or maybe two people to help you decide or make decisions for you when you lose mental capacity. Who are you going to select as your donee?
You lah.
Okay, when it comes to certain illnesses, they have clinical trials. Would you allow me to say, okay, I want my mom to try?
Okay.
Okay, 青菜啊? Can
I want to die, I want to decide what.
Okay, so then when it comes to property, like where you're staying now, right? So would you allow me to make the decision to sell, to transfer, to put it up for mortgage?
Yeah.
Would you allow me to donate things or give it away to someone else?
Don't give away lah. I would like to have my property or my cash that divide among your children.
We move on to the Advanced Care Plan, or ACP. This form is non-legally binding, but it's a good way to find out about my mom's future healthcare preferences. When you make an ACP, you have to appoint 1 to 2 healthcare spokespersons. So they will decide for you. For example, if like mommy wants to be have a bed by the sunlight, mommy wants a certain blanket put on her, you select that person to make that decision. If the doctors believe that your chances of recovering are very slim, do you want to make sure that to prolong your life as long as possible, or to not prolong, to just give you whatever treatment that is required to make sure you're not in pain? Which one?
That one lah.
This one, So do not prolong my life, but provide treatment that helped relieve suffering. Now, do you have any special requests that you would like your doctors and caregivers to know?
Before I die, if I can see my children, okay lah, it's good enough.
Okay, so then would you like to see them when you're in the hospital, or would you like to be sent home to see them?
Well, actually home will be good lah.
Okay, can.
For it to be valid, the LPA ACP needs to be accepted by the donor, certified, and then submitted to the Office of the Public Guardian and National Healthcare Record. Many people I've interacted with have heard of the LPA or the ACP, but many, including my mother, are unaware of the Advanced Medical Directive. It differs from an ACP, and here's what we found out. An Advanced Medical Directive, or AMD, legally states your wish to forego life support or sustaining treatment if the medical intervention is no longer effective. In contrast, the ACP covers broader topics like treatment preferences, pain management, care settings, and end-of-life wishes. We can obtain the AMD form for free from the Ministry of Health's website. Then we will have to consult a doctor with another witness present. The witness must be at least 21 years old, of sound mind, and cannot be a beneficiary of the estate. Afterward, we can submit the completed AMD form to the Registrar of AMD. The Registrar will verify and ensure that the details are accurate. Once the AMD is valid, we can inform our family members and doctor and store copies of the AMD with them.
My initial fear was whether my dad's passing would actually trigger any form of negative experiences with her, and also the fear of having to deal with the topic of death. But surprisingly, she was very excited about it.
I want to have smooth ending where there's no misunderstanding, that from siblings, from family members.
There was this one specific coffin, which was the New Zealand coffin, where we realized that it was a very simple sampan that both of us really, really liked. When she saw that, her eyes just glistened and she said, "Oh, I want that." And I think from my perspective, it was very interesting to see my mom actually be okay with selecting a coffin as though she was selecting her new bed.
On this journey, I never expect to see that this woodland memoriam is nice, clean, bright. It looked like a chalet where you are going for holiday. Nevertheless, I do not want to go there because I think I do not want my children to come back, to visit, to do prayers. No, I do not want all these unnecessary things.
So we did the LPA. To me personally, it was very complicated. That was why it was very important that I sat beside my mom to make her understand this.
The good intention is there, but filling the form is not. It's very complicated. Yeah, if I want to fill it myself, I don't think I can do it.
I think, especially with the fact that the LPA is free right now, people should take the opportunity to access the My Legacy website, sit down to think what exactly do they want. It will help to prevent any form of conflict from arising, because right now you are the one choosing what you want.